Before you watch this video, go back and watch the level 1 video, which explains the basics of syllable division. In this video, I'm going to take it one step further and look at some more complex syllable division. So let's just go back to basics. When I Googled how many rules there are for syllable division, between 6 and 12. That's way too many for the average kid, way too many for the average adult. And then there's lots of interpretations on that, depending on, whether you think you should keep double letters together or not. So my rules are keep it simple and apply what you know about language. So the basics are we go vowel, consonant, chop. We mustn't break the rules though that every syllable must have a vowel. And the only letter that's allowed to be a one letter syllable is Y, because he'll be a vowel sound. And if you haven't watched my letter Y video, that's a good place to go. Keeping any doubles or twins together, keep digraphs and trigraphs together, and if it works, follow the prefix, base word and suffix. Let's go. So when I'm coding, I'm going to mark the vowel with the V, the consonant with the C. I'm going to underline any digraphs and trigraphs I can see. I'm going to chop after the consonant. And then when I read each syllable, so I've got an example here of jackhammer, I'm going to read jack. I'm going to hold that in my head. I'm going to sound out her, ham. Then I'm going to put those two together, jack, ham. So then I've gone from remembering one thing to putting two things together back to remembering one thing to keep the load on my working memory down. So jack, ham, jackhammer. Let's do some examples. So in this word, we've got the word nursery. So nursery, we would start with vowel here, consonant here, chop. Vowel, consonant, chop. Now the UR is together, and as I said in the level 1 video, the R here is still a consonant letter even though it's with a vowel making a vowel sound. So n, then I'm going to go SE, which actually goes together making n, sir, nurser, and then the Y on the end is going to make the E sound because it's a multi-syllable word, nursery, nursery. Now this next word, we've got vowel, consonant, chop. U and R together makes the sound Now, what are we going to do with this one? Because I've only got vowel here. But actually, if E wasn't there at all, would that word still say hurdle? Yes, it would. However, one of the really, really unbreakable rules of English is that there must be a vowel in every syllable. So he has to be there to make the vowel in that syllable. So hurdle. And the same happens in this word. Vowel, consonant, chop. E is my vowel in this syllable. So U and R together. Purple. Again, if the E wasn't there, the word would still read as purple, but it just breaks the rule that we have that every syllable has to have a vowel. So let's look at Paddington's favourite word. Vowel, consonant, chop. Even though these are making a vowel sound of R. R. Vowel, consonant, chop. Mal. And then these two are working together. Vowel, consonant. We're not going to chop the E off because he's working with the A. Aid, marmalade. Again, close enough. You know that's marmalade. Let's have a look at this word. Vowel, beginning, be careful with those. Consonant, chop. Vowel, consonant, chop. OY together making the oi sound. Vowel, ing is a consonant. Ng is consonant digraph. So n, hold that in my memory. Joy, put it together. Enjoy, hold enjoy. Ing, enjoying. Let's look at this one. Vowel. Oh, consonant. Now be careful. Remember I said in video 1 that if we have two vowels together, often people will try and chop it here, which isn't where it goes. We have to go after the consonant. So p, oi, s. Now this one's an interesting one. When we sound this one out, we're going to go p, oi, s, otten, poison. Now that's not quite the word we're looking for. But if you said poison, are you likely to be able to work out that the word you're looking for is poison? I think you are. The S is making a Z sound and the O is being a bit lazy. Let's have a look at this word. vowel, or two vowels working as a digraph, and then letter Y is on his own at the end, making the E sound. He's a vowel in this word. So ois, noise, E, noisy. Again, close enough, although the S is going to change to Z, which is his second sound. I think we're close enough to work noisy. Let's have a look at this nice multi-syllable word. So vowel at the beginning, double consonant here. So we're going to chop after that. Vowel, consonant, chop. Vowel, digraph, consonant, chop. And that's my vowel in this syllable. So I go an. Hold an in my working memory. Oi. Oh, should have underlined that because that's a digraph. An, oi, annoy, ing, annoying, ly. And for children who know these suffixes on the ends of words, they know ing, they know ly. That becomes really easy because they only actually needed to sound out an, oi, and they're able to add on the ing and the ly quite comfortably. Let's have a look at the next word. So we've got vowel, consonant, chop. OW's working together to make ow. Vowel, consonant, chop. ER's working together to make vowel, and a double consonant here on the end. So we're not going to chop up that one. Okay, so we're going to go ow, pow, hold that in my head. Put it together. Power, less, powerless, powerless. Let's have a look at this one. Vowel, two vowels. Consonant, check the A and the U here, saying or. Then we've got the vowel here, this one. Now this one could be a little confusing because is it going to say dry or dree? What's the vowel going to say at the end of this word? So we're going to go l or n, lawn, d, r. Now some people will see this as dry, lawn dry. Is lawn dry a word? Try the E sound, dree, put it together, laundry. And that would be how you tackle that one because the Y could be saying either of those sounds, I or E. Let's take a look at this word. So we've got vowel, consonant, chop, O and R together making or, it, dormit, or vowel, consonant, chop, and the Y is making the vowel, dormitory. So it's quite tricky to get from dormitory to this one, but because this is quite lazy, dormitory. We probably almost missed out the O in that word, but in the context of the sentence it's probably close enough if the child has this word in their vocab. If they've never heard of it, dormitory, they're probably going to need you to help them teach them what the word actually is before they're able to read it, before they're even able to say it. So this one might be one that you need to teach before you're able to even go through the decoding if they don't have this word in their vocabulary. Now with the next word, we're going to go vowel, consonant. However, these two are working together. So we're going to have to chop after. And then U and L. So again, we're thinking that here is our base word, great, and full as our suffix. So that one works nicely like that. But I would keep that E with it rather than going, if you went the other way, let me just rub out some of these lines, and this one. We could go gr at f ul, gratiful, and that's not at all helpful. So if I was going to chop this one, I'm going to keep the A and the E together to get grateful. So again, in this word, similar to the last word, vowel, consonant, chop. Again, we've got the E and the U working together. Sal, ut, salute. So here I've got two vowels together, working together, making the oo sound. Consonant here, chop, news, vowel, consonant. Now, what about this E on the end? Can we chop him off on his own? Would I chop here? No. The C and the E on the end of this word is actually making the sound S. So it actually is making a consonant sound. So I wouldn't chop that off because it's actually making the sound S. So nuisance. So that's a bit tricky, that one. If you see CE and it's making the sound S, which I would expect it would, then that's going to need to just stay as it is. Let's have a look at this word. Two consonants together. Remember, don't get tricked by that and go, oh, one vowel, one must be a consonant and chop. Look for both vowels, consonant chop. So we sound out g, l, u, m, gloom, and the Y making an E sound likely here, gloomy. So this word we could split in a couple of ways, like I did in lesson 1. I put a star next to ones that could go 2 ways. This word could just be, if you know this word, photograph. If you know those 2 words, then just read photograph and put it together. If we go back to the rules, vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, and then PH together making the F sound. So we go photograph, photograph. Again, either way is close enough that you're going to get to the word photograph. If you've already watched my video about letter Y, you'll know that letter Y can make 4 sounds. You're at the beginning of words, E, I, and I, at other places in the words, often towards the end or in the middle of syllables. So that impacts how we read some other words. So if we're going to read this word, I would be going, so where is the first vowel going to be? Because I haven't got a vowel letter until I get right the way over here. That's a really long way into the word. So chances are this is going to be a vowel and this is a consonant. And if it's in the middle, it's probably going to say I, S, I, M, sim, P, as, path, and then the Y on the end we know will highly likely be a consonant sound. It can't be a vowel, a vowel sound. So sympathy, sympathy. If we have a look at this word again, we've only got a vowel letter right the way back here. So the chances are this is going to be a vowel, a consonant, and a chop. So it's sandwiched in. So it's probably going to say I. So k, r, I, s, crystal, crystal. Now letters C and G. C and G actually have 2 sounds. They can go k and s, and G can go g and j. And they change their sound if they're followed by an E, I, or a Y. And it works for both letters. They both change their sound to that second sound when they're followed by E, I, and Y. So let's have a look at that because that confuses the issue somewhat when we're looking at syllable division. So let's look at this word. So I've got vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, chop, vowel. How? Now I've got G and E next to each other. If the G is next to each other, the E is going to make the G actually say the sound J. So I'm actually going to get J, N, Jen, and then the Y here is going to make the C make the S sound, urgency, urgency. So you need to understand those rules before you start reading them in more complex words. Let's have a look at this word. So I've got vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, end of word. ER I know is going to say Now I've got the G being influenced here to go J, and I've got the E influencing the G here to also go J. So I get J, N, Jin, J, ginger. Because if you read ginga, it's probably not going to be close enough. You're going to need to apply that rule about the E being and the I and the Y following. Let's have a look at this word. So I've got my vowel, consonant, chop, and my vowel here at the end. Now again, I've got the Y here going to influence this G to say J. So I've got clergy, clergy. And again, if that word's not in your child's vocabulary, you might have to teach that word in order to help them spell that word. Let's look at a good word. Vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, end of word. Now, even though the G and the I are in separate syllables here, they are still going to work together, and I is going to impact the G to make the J sound. So we're going to have m-a-j, magical. Even though they're split by the syllable division, that I is still going to influence the sound that G makes. Let's have a look at this word. Again, oh goodness, where are the vowels in this word? This is going to be a vowel, so this has to be a vowel. When there's aren't any A, E, I, O, U, then it's got to be a Y. So we're going to go vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, end of word. So we've got the G the Y influencing the G, so this is going to become J. So J, ip, gyp, C, gypsy. If it's not in your child's vocabulary, this is a word you'll have to teach before they can understand how to segment the word. Let's have a look at this word. Vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant. Now here we've got the I again across the syllable split, but they're still working together, that the G here is going to make the J sound because of the I behind it. So traj, tragic, tragic. Look at this one. Vowel, consonant, chop. I and R working together to make vowel, consonant, end of word. So again here, the C and the I are going to be working together, being influenced. The C now is going to say S. So we get s, circus. So the C in the second syllable is still making his k sound because there's nothing there to make him go s, circus. It's a good example of a word with both sounds. Tragedy. We've already done that. Let's have a look. Vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, or double letters, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, and the T isn't allowed to be on its own, so we're going to leave it like that. So we've got X, X. Now we could go K, L, however, the E is telling the C to go S. So excellent, excellent. Let's have a look at this word. Where are my vowels in this word? Got one here, one here. It's quite a long way in to have the first one. Y is going to be a syllable then here. Vowel, consonant, chop, vowel, consonant, chop, and those two together. So we're going to, Y's in the middle, so it's likely to say it's, it'll, sil, itten, in, to, and the Y is making an influence here on the C, making the C say S rather than cylinder. It would be a cylinder. So if your child has sounded out cylinder, great, but now talk to them about that the Y is influencing the C to go S, and then you'll change it from cylinder to cylinder. Let's have a look at this word. Now, this is a good example of using the base word and the suffix here, because most children would know by the time they're reading this word, the excite is a base word. So, change colour. Vowel, consonant, chop. Vowel, consonant. Now, got lots of things happening here. The E is working with the I to make the I sound, so we're going to chop here. Vowel, consonant, T is on the end, we can't have him on his own, so we're going to leave that bit. So, X, kite, meant. However, there's a lot going on in this middle syllable. The I is also telling the C to say S instead, so that would be excitement. Again, it's a word children know, they might be able to read it, but they might not be able to explain, and you might not be able to explain either what's going on. Okay, let's have a look at this word. So we've got vowel, oh, sorry, change colours. Vowel, consonant, chop, the U and the R making the sound, vowel, consonant, chop, and a vowel here with the letter Y. So, again, key, but no, because the E is going to make the G say J, and the Y, sorry, is going to make the C say S. So that would change this word from gen key to gen C. Now SH, the sh sound, TI, CI, SI all make the same sound. Now you can't use the SH spelling in the middle of a word unless it's a compound word, like fish pond. But if you want to spell station, which has the same sound in it, you need to pick a different choice. So let's go through and have a look at a few of these. So if I wanted to do fish pond, vowel, consonant, digraph, chop, and I can have SH there, vowel, consonant, D can't be on its own, so I'm going to leave fish pond. Now if I'm going to look at this one, I've got vowel, consonant, chop. vowel. Now the T and the I are working together to make the sound sh. So that's where my chop's going to be. Trad, ish, un. Tradition. Let's do another one. So here I've got vowel, consonant, chop, vowel. Now CI is going to make the sh sound, so I'm going to chop after. And in addition to this, I've got this one, sorry, not that one, this one, working together to make this say j. So I've got mudge, ish, and magician. Let's have a look at this one. So I've got vowel, consonant, chop. Now this here is making the sh sound. So this is my vowel, this is my consonant. M, a, n, man, sh, un, mansion. So here I've got vowel, CI working together to make the sh sound. That's my consonant. So I'm going to chop there. OU making the and then S. G, R, A, sh, us. Gracious. Now you'll notice that the letter A here doesn't make the sound A. Gracious. And you can teach your children that when they hear the at sound and it doesn't make a word, and it works for any of the single vowel letters, if that doesn't make a word, then try it with its long sound, its name. So if gracious doesn't work, then change it for the long sound A. And in this word, you may also be able to have the conversation about the fact that grace is the base word here. So knowing the base word would help you be able to work out that this says gracious. Okay, so finally, when is a digraph not a digraph? So usually when it's the other way around, so OI in coin, but not IO when we go to lion. For example, AI in rain, not IA in giant. So sometimes when we see these, this is where we're going to actually split the syllables up. So there's a couple of examples of these for you. So let's look at giant. We're going to have to split. If we say the word giant, we're actually going to split here. G is going to make in j because of the I, j, I, and. But because we've got these two, and these are not a digraph, so they can be split. There are a few words in the English language where we do this. It's not a huge number, but there's just enough to be a bit awkward. Let's look at this one. So OI, like in coin, would be okay, but we haven't got OI, we've got IO. So we're going to split between the I and the O. Lie, un. So here we've got one syllable in every vowel, it's just done slightly differently. If we have a look at this one, video. So we might keep the beginning one, vid, simple. EO isn't a digraph, so we're going to chop those, vid, E, O. And both of those are saying they're long sounds. But you could have gone vid, e, o. Vid, e, o doesn't work, so then you change it for the long sound, vid, E, O. And then you would get video. It's quite complicated, so swapping syllables. It's quite complicated sorting words into syllables, and I hope this has helped you to work through some examples. And please ask any questions if you have any. Hope to see you on the next video.